Hello and welcome. I'm the Candyman and you're watching updates on State of Decay 2. Finally, update 33 has arrived and with it a bunch of big changes, which we'll be breaking down in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first big change has to do with plague hearts. Now all plague hearts on a map start out dormant, aka they're not actively trying to kill you. As you explore more and more plague territory around said heart, certain actions will now raise the alertness of that heart until it fully awakens and starts sending out what are called infesting hordes. We'll talk about it here more in a second, infesting hordes, but essentially what they do is they create infested sites and they also reinforce them along the way from the plague heart to your base. Now once you actually destroy a plague heart, all the infestations caused or created by this plague heart will wither over time and lose their strength. Now let's talk about infesting hordes. As I just mentioned, awakened plague hearts start sending out infesting hordes. If the location they arrive at is uninfested, it becomes an infestation, but if it is infested, it becomes more severe. Now, infestations can also generate infesting hordes as well, but it does reduce the severity of the infestation. So essentially what happens is one of the screamers, which is the leader of the infesting horde, comes away, or I should say breaks off from the infestation to lead that infesting horde to a new location. Another thing to note is that your outposts can actually be infested by these infesting hordes, and that'll nullify any provided benefit of that outpost. So let's talk about what's changed with infestations. Now each infestation, once it's created, is going to have a number over it to indicate its severity level. The higher the number, the higher the severity level, aka the higher amount of zombies there will be and freaks as well. One big change is that if you kill all screamers at an infestation, that infestation will be cleared instantly. Now, the severity level is tied directly to the number of screamers at an infestation. So let's say if it's severity level 3, there will be 3 screamers for you to kill at that infestation. The next big change we'll talk about is siege sites. So if an infesting horde reaches a site that it's going to infest, and that site is close enough to your base, it'll actually create a siege site instead of a regular infestation. As long as siege sites exist, there's a chance for them to trigger a siege, which results in siege hordes being launched from every active siege site that's near your base. They'll send hordes towards your base. These siege hordes will be sent at your base in waves until every siege site has reached level 0 in severity, or you clear out the siege site. Just like with infestations, if you clear out all the screamers at a siege site, it will be cleared. Up next is sieges. So whether you're present or not, siege hordes will continue to assault your base until all the siege hordes have been sent out from every siege site, or all the siege sites have been destroyed. Now, if you're not present during a wave, you're going to see a notification called a siege consequence, letting you know how your community did without you. These consequences range anywhere from survivor injuries to facility damage or potentially even worse consequences. Getting back to your base anytime during a siege will stop any siege consequences from happening for that particular wave. But if you did miss a wave or two before that, there will potentially be consequences from those waves applied to your community. So the next big change has to do with radio commands. You will now see 2 new commands in your radio menu. The first one, called Scout All Infestations, will allow you to use fuel in exchange for one of your survivors driving around and finding some new infestations that you might not have discovered already. And then the second radio command is Take Out a Nearby Infestation. This will send out one of your community members to go take out a nearby infestation, just like the name implies. So the final big change that we'll talk about is Outpost Defenses. Your outposts can now be used to fight back against infestations by enabling Outpost Defenses. You can now enable incendiary landmines, which automatically blow up any hordes or ambient zombies that wander into your outpost safe zone. You can also deploy infestation bait, which makes your outpost a target for infesting hordes instead of them targeting your base. And then finally, you can use Plague Disruptor, which you can use on cell tower outposts to greatly reduce the plague heart's sensitivity to any sort of action that might wake them up otherwise. Alright, so we will go ahead and wrap up the video here. So if you liked the video, do me a favor. Hit the like button and consider subscribing as well. As always, spread the love, spread the positivity, and I'll catch you in the next one.